Okay, so I just wanted to make a video on how I avoid losses and, basically navigate these market conditions. We certainly haven't been delivering as nicely as, previous months, like, around November of last year. So I just wanted to, go over how I navigate these markets, um, being a trader that, hasn't taken a loss this month, how I go about avoiding losses and shit like that. Um, and it all comes down to just having a confirmed draw on liquidity, right? Like, for example, today, the 4 hour was still, the candle price was still around like right here, but we do our top down analysis, we scale into the 1 hour, we see this large ass fucking wick. So that alone is very sketch to me. That is a very strong sign of bearish price action. And the fact that we rejected this hard and edged this high, just it doesn't. I don't like that. So obviously, I was more sketch, right? But let's use the low time frame to confirm that. So, coming off of open, this in and of itself is a very nice rejection block setup. If you trade rejection blocks, me personally, I do not. So, I wasn't going to, enter this in. But we also had a bunch of low resistance liquidity lower. We had a bunch of just very nice draws of liquidity to target. So, however, you could have played that. I'm not a rejection block trader. But so seeing this candle, this market open candle off of open, gave me very strong, bearish sides. Like I was flipping bearish at this point because again, like we have all these draws lower. We have the 4 hour gap as my final target. This was my final target, right? We had this 1 hour swing low. I didn't want to target this 1 hour gap because again, it was just too close to price. I didn't want to essentially try to pre-fire a higher time frame reversal. So I wanted to see displacement through it, which is exactly what we saw. So once I saw what I wanted, then, obviously I'm going down to the 1 minute looking for an entry, but we didn't really have any real retracements or, entry opportunities. Like, sure, there was this small retrace and respect under this 1 minute gap, but again, this isn't really enough confirmation that we're going lower, if that makes sense. Like, we had just tapped a 1 hour bullish gap. I didn't really want to take anything too hastily because, again, like, this is just one candle off of a tiny baby dick retrace into a 1 minute gap. It's not strong enough for me to take. Like I don't trust it. I don't have confidence in it. But that's kind of how I look at the markets, adaptively, discretionally, and how I ultimately avoid losses. I wait on the higher time frames. I wait till I see what I'm expecting, and then I look for an entry. I wait for something that is so confirmed because the market is telling me what it wants it to do or what it wants to do, and then I'm looking to enter. Because again, like the best way to avoid losses is to just read the market for what it's doing, right? Wait till shit is confirmed. Wait till the market is showing you that it wants to do these things, and then look for entries instead of trying to snipe entries to get to where you want the market to go, instead of waiting for the market to show you that it's going there and then looking for an entry. So just a quick video. I won't go too much into detail because again, there's just not really like that's really it. Is just, using the low time frame to correlate with your high time frame narrative. And then once you see, displacement or any confirmation, like displacement, negation of, a PD array in the, other direction or opposite direction of your narrative, shit like that. Like once you see, if you're bullish, once you see bearish price start to take over, then obviously flip your bias if there's reason to go lower. But if you're bullish and you see a displacement, you're still not confirmed on the draw, but you're still leaning more towards towards longs. Look for a displacement towards the upside. That's exactly what I was looking for, right? Because we still potentially could hit this 4 hour gap, but for me to see that, I would need to see, the 5 minute displays higher showing me that we want to go to this gap, especially after this rejection. So, just using the low time frame to correlate your entries and correlate your narrative with the high time frame will, one, get you the most precise entries, the most, high probability entries, and it'll help you avoid unnecessary losses.